We have breaking news on the Epstein files. The biggest cache of documents yet has been released, posted online by the U.S. Department of Justice earlier this morning. There are now tens of thousands of pages of documents in the public eye, including court records, files from FBI investigations, and emails. From one of those emails, a new revelation about U.S. President Donald Trump and his ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Steve Futterman is with us on this story. Steve, I know that you have been poring through this massive cache of documents. What are you seeing in this latest release?
Well, Deanna, it's around 11,000 files have been dumped this morning. That's the largest file dump we've had in this Epstein file release. And there are around 400 videos in this group, so many documents. And obviously myself, other news organizations, we're all going through it right now, trying to see if there are anything that stands out. Now, there's been one email that's been really talked about today. This is from 2020. It's an email from an assistant U.S. attorney in New York, and it talks about Donald Trump's passenger history on Jeffrey Epstein's private jet. Now, this is just from the early 90s, 1993 to 1996, but it talks about Trump being on that jet 8 times. It says that's more than we've thought before that Trump was on that jet. Talks about a number of times he's on the plane with both Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. There's one time that it's just Trump and Epstein, and then one time it's Trump, Epstein, and what's described as a then 20-year-old. So again, it doesn't say anything about Trump doing anything wrong, nothing about wrongdoing, but it does talk about, and it gives us more of an idea of perhaps their relationship, at least in the early 90s. Trump, of course, has tried to distance himself from Jeffrey Epstein, calling him a creep, saying that they were not very good friends in recent years. But this, at least in the early 90s, talks about what seems to be a much closer relationship. Now, interestingly enough, the Justice Department, which is involved in all this, put out a very unusual tweet this morning. Take a look at this. It's basically trying to suggest that maybe what you're seeing and hearing about Donald Trump isn't true. It says some of these documents contain untrue and sensationalist claims made against President Trump that were submitted to the FBI right before the 2020 election. To be clear, the tweet goes on to say, the claims are unfounded and false. Now, I've never really seen quite a comment like that from the Justice Department. It might be to satisfy its most important viewer, which is President Trump. And it's a very unusual statement from the Justice Department, but they have put that out this morning. By the way, many more documents to be released. And of course, we're still going through the documents that were released today.
You're quite right, Steve. I mean, we're in uncharted territory when it comes to so many of these things, including statements like that. But Donald Trump did have something to say about what's been released thus far. That was a few hours before this most recent batch came out. What did he say?
Well, this was last night, and Trump has talked about, he has sounded uncomfortable about all this. He has wanted the Epstein thing to go away. And last night he was talking about many of the people besides himself who have come up in these documents. We've seen pictures of people like Mick Jagger, Bill Gates, Kevin Spacey, Michael Jackson, Diana Ross. And he talked about how some of these people may be put in an unusual situation because they're just being shown here, but nothing's being said beyond that. Take a listen.
I know there are a lot of people that are angry about all of the pictures of other people, but photos of me too. Everybody was friendly with this guy, either friendly or not friendly, but they, he was around. He was all over Palm Beach and other places. A lot of people are very angry that pictures are being released of other people that really had nothing to do with Epstein, but they're in a picture with him because he was at a party, and you ruin the reputation of somebody.
So that's Donald Trump last night. We'll see if he has any reaction today about some of the new files being released. Again, 11,000 files released today, the largest batch so far. And myself, our news organization, other news organizations, lots of reading taking place today.
Steve, thank you so much for that. That's
Thanks,
Steve
Deanna.
Futterman.